down and we spilled something on our shirt, on our blouse, on our pants. Sometimes we don't know what it is. Might be food, might be coffee, might be an ink stain. If you have Amodex, you will never have to worry about another stain again. This is brand new to HSN, first time that you've seen it, and I hope I got your attention because I want you to pick it up. What you're going to get is the two of the ink and stain removers, and you can see those right here. You even get a brush to use along with it, as well as the nozzle, so it makes it easy for you to really direct where that stain is going to, where you need to get it out. And for the very first time, world launch, first time that you've ever seen these are the Amodex stain wipes, and these are for on the go. You're getting 10 of them. So throw this in your purse. Take it along with you because you know into every life a stain must fall and you've got to get it out. Now this is 192763. I want you to stay with me for a couple minutes because I want to show you how this works. But you've seen this featured on the Martha Stewart show. As a matter of fact, on her product chart, it's the only brand that's featured. You are going to meet the president and the owner of this family-owned company. Her name is Beverly Dacey. And Beverly, we're glad to have you this morning.
It's so exciting to be here at HSN.
It is because you know what? You brought us something that we can all use. As a matter of fact, some of you could use this right now.
I would presume so.
Yes.
Especially if people are like the people in my house. Yes. Every time you turn around, there's another stain somewhere.
I know. That's how it happens.
Yes.
So show us how this works.
Well, what I wanted to bring to all of you at home here is the versatility of Amodex. Okay. Amodex can be used as both a pre-treat for when you're doing your laundry. And most of the time, most of us, when we're doing our laundry, don't know what our stains are.
Right.
What I'm doing here is I'm making stains on a pillowcase.
Okay.
And I'm doing this because these are all cosmetic stains: lipstick, mascara, and eyeliner. And what I'm then going to do, as you can see, I'm actually just pouring it on. Don't have to use a lot. It's a very concentrated soap formula. Okay. Very, very unique. We are the only soap formula stain remover on the market.
And see, that's key too, because a lot of them are chemical based.
Exactly. And as you can see, I'm rubbing with my fingernail.
Yeah.
It's so mild, I don't have to worry about any harsh chemicals coming into contact with my skin.
Oh, look.
And what I'm going to do is, if you were at home, you obviously would just go throw this in the wash. You can see here where a lot of that stain is transferred. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse it in a bowl of water, just so that I can show all of you at home how effective Amodex is in taking out those stains.
It's coming right out. And you can, that was oily lipstick.
Right.
And
we
mascara.
See very, very, very nasty stains.
Look.
Everybody can see that?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm seeing it for the very first time too. So you see how that came out with no problem? Your stains are going to do the same thing.
And now what I'm going to do, what you saw here is stain removal on a white fabric, which you can see how it totally cleans it out. Yes. What I'm going to do here now is on something that's multicolored. Okay. This is a child's dress. Children always come home with goodness knows what on their clothes. I have 4 children, and I can tell you there wasn't a load of laundry I did when I didn't say to my children, gee, what'd you get on there?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, right. And you were just going, oh, well. So I'm going to make a bunch of the kind of stains you'd probably find at home. I've got jelly, I've got mustard, I've got chocolate, and I've got crayon.
Okay.
And I'm going to do the same thing I just did with the pillowcase.
Okay.
Now this is multicolored. What I want to show you here is how Amodex is so effective that it will work on these stains without taking out color. You can use it on, I know in the summertime we all wear a lot of t-shirts. My t-shirts are constantly put in a pile until I'm ready to do my laundry because they are always stained with lots of stuff. And I love white t-shirts in the summer. We're from up north in Connecticut.
Yes.
And up there, obviously, when summertime comes along, you like to put on the white.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
You can see how I'm just rubbing it in. I haven't even washed it yet.
The stain came
and there
right out.
It is. And I'm going to just keep rubbing.
Yeah, and it didn't ruin the color.
No.
And so that's important.
That's
now,
very
you're showing
important.
us by rubbing it in, but do we have to use our hands if we?
You don't have to. There's the Amodex brush that comes with the kit for people who would prefer to use the brush. I'm just in such a rush at home when I do my laundry. Of course, and you can just brush it like this, right into the fabric.
Yeah, and it comes right out. And think about it, we're showing you the stains. You get the stain and you're taking it right out. But remember, this is also a pre-treater. This is something for if you have older stains, newer stains, if you don't know what the stain is. And when we're talking about stains, we're talking about makeup, food, ink, permanent marker. Think about that. We're talking about grassy stains, grease stains, oil-based stains. I was asking Beverly as we move on over, I was asking Beverly, is there any stain that Amodex would shy away from? And really the answer is pretty much no. I want you to try it out. You're getting the system, and it's soap-based, not chemical-based, which is you'd be hard-pressed to find anything else like this out there. And wait a minute, Beverly, this is silk.
This is silk, and I just made an ink mark on a silk blouse. Again, what I did so that you could all see what I'm doing here at home is I put a paper towel under the fabric so that you can see. Sometimes hard to tell, but the ink will transfer right to the paper towel. Right. What I'm doing here is I'm rubbing it in, and then I'm going to just rinse it in a bowl of water again. Okay. And this, as you said, this is silk.
And it's coming right on out.
Comes right out.
You know, we've all gotten that, especially when you're at work and you get a stain on your work clothes, a silk shell. What do you normally do? You throw it out. Right. Because at that point it's ruined.
And what I tell people with silk, I happen to be someone who made the mistake of putting silk covers on my dining room chairs. Okay. So there isn't a dinner where somebody isn't getting something on my dining room chairs. I spot with the Amodex. Okay. And then sometimes people worry about watermarks on silk. Okay. You can dry it with a hairdryer. And that will prevent any watermarks from happening.
Okay, now talk us through this.
What I'm going to do here, this is a cashmere sweater.
Oh, I'm scared.
I'm going to put permanent marker on the sweater. This is actually my sweater. And permanent marker, all of the major ink companies in the United States recommend our product. And I'm going to put an A for Amodex. Okay. And I'm going to pour some on.
You just pour it right on.
And rub it in.
Now, as we're watching you do this, the stain just got on the sweater, but even if the stain had been there already.
Yes, one of the most important messages I want to give to all of you at home is when you get a stain, don't touch it. Okay. A stain can be there for months. And as long as you haven't touched it, Amodex will take it out. There's your ink. Yeah, came right on through. And I'm going to just rinse it. You can do this with any dry cleanable garment. You can do it with your woolens. You can do it with, as I'm doing here, cashmere. And look, there it goes. And you can see how it's just soapy. Look. And then it's just coming right on out. It just comes right out, and you keep rubbing until you get it out.
Because before Amodex, if you got a stain, let's say you got a permanent marker stain on your favorite sweater, what would you do? You'd probably reach for a cleaner that was full of chemicals, and it might not only not clean the stain, but it might ruin your sweater. But in this case, you've got a formulation that's actually soap-based, which is very different from pretty much every other cleaner that you right now have underneath your cabinet, your kitchen cabinet. Because this, as you can see, you can touch it, it's gentle on your hands, but it's strong on the stains, and you can see how quickly you can get these out. You can pre-treat. Let's say you have something that you really want to make sure you can get out. You can spot treat, and then, of course, you can clean the stain. We're talking, again, ink. We're talking makeup, grassy stains, oily stains, greasy stains. That was... What Beverly was just sharing with you was straight out of the bottle, the ink and stain removers, and you're getting 2 of those bottles. But now, for the very first time, you get 10 of the on-the-go stain wipes. And this is going to save you.
And this, I'm very excited to show everyone with our stain swipe. I just put hair dye, permanent marker, and ink on my hand. Yeah. And you can take your swipe. And I'm going to also show you how to use it on surfaces. There you go.
Straight onto your skin.
It is so gross. People get things. We hear about marker on dining room tables. This is scuff mark on flooring. Okay. I'm going to wipe that right off. Keep these in your car. Yes. Keep them in your bags. Yes. Keep them with you when you travel. It will save you a fortune. People can use it on their cabinets. Kids sometimes get marker on the cabinets, on the counters, on carpeting. It's awesome.
This is where, and these are the kind of things that you're going to say, I wish I had this. I wish I had this when I spilled that coffee on my tie and then I was going into a presentation with the boss. I wish I had this when I was on that first date and you spill something on yourself and then you have to sit there, you know, throughout the entire dinner with a big stain on your blouse. Think about all those times where this could have saved you. Now is your time, and you're getting 10 of them. When you're in the car, you drive by and pick up that coffee, and then you instantly spill it on your pants, and then you've got coffee stains throughout the entire day. But you don't have that anymore. Now that there's Amodex, you never have to worry about any other stain. And I know in our last about a minute, we're going to show you some more.
What I want to tell you how confident I am in my product. We manufacture this product right in Connecticut in our facility. It's an American-made product. This is my children's christening cap. How many times you have that memorable piece of material, your wedding dress, whatever, most important thing. And I stained my children's christening cap, so I can show you how effective Amodex is in taking out stains, and I put ink on it.
Wow.
The worst stain there is. You can see how it just breaks it down. You keep rubbing. You see how the ink is right there?
Yes.
And then I just will rinse it. Okay. And put it away for the next generation of babies.
Beverly, that says it all, because that has got to be one of the most important pieces of clothing and cloth and garments in your possession. And look, no harm. Oh, we
keep those memories alive.
You keep the memories pristine. That's what we love. This is Beverly's only show today. We're so glad that she's here with Amodex, and so glad that a lot of you are on the phone for this. Thank you so much.